We're calling them dead giveaways, you know? Because in the answer choices, the STAAR test builders are planting dead giveaways. In a question when they say, which of these sentences is the best? Which of the sentences is the strongest? Sometimes just recognizing which sentence is stronger is the answer that they're looking for. And to remind you, those dead giveaways, if you see throwaway writing, you know that's not a good choice. If you see repetition, you know it's not a good choice. Words in a weird order, if you read them out loud, they sound like they would never pass the test of going, what? And vagueness. So, I like to ask students to combine these. A dog barked, the bird flew away. What's the best way to combine these sentences? Okay, if these were your answer choices, they use those dead giveaways, they would say, this is the part where I tell you about the animals. Do you hear it, the dead giveaway? When the dog barked, the bird flew away just after the barking. What's wrong with that?
Weird.
Here's some repetition. That would be a bad choice. The bird after the barking dog flew.
Yeah, that's
Weird order. The dog barked, and then another animal did something. What happened there?
Vague.
We went vague, didn't we? Let's look at some 2015 revision questions, which are the most difficult questions for kids to get the right answers on. If you look at the degree of difficulty and you're doing your analysis, the revision questions have the highest percentage of wrong answers. Not for kids know this. The central idea of Roland's paper is weak. Which of the following could replace sentence 3 and provide a better central idea? For my paper, I would like to tell you that.
Throw away.
You can have to read the rest of the sentence. That's
Throw away.
Writing. That's not going to be a strong answer choice. How about everyone likes to try different things?
Vague.
What are the vague parts?
Everyone.
Everyone, different things.
Right.
So this time, don't do the same thing again. They even put it again.
Same thing again, repetition.
The vague thing. It's got a double dead giveaway in it.
Yeah.
Repetition and vagueness. 2 for the price of 1. Instead of choosing a traditional pet, such as a dog, a cat, or a guinea pig, you might want to get a hedgehog. I don't hear you dead giveaways, but I did hear something that sounded a lot like a pitchfork.
It was a pitchfork.
That went specific. And for the last one, because you would like to try something that isn't very normal.
That is.
That's kind of weird. I want to do something that isn't very normal. Do you hear your ears? If you're sharpened up for dead giveaways, you notice 3 out of 4 of those have them in it. And one of them, the only sentence without a dead giveaway, has a clear pitchfork in it. And it looks like it's probably better constructed. Do you think this would help your kids?
Definitely.
You know what kids do when they read these? You've seen them. Well, this one makes sense. This one makes sense. They all make sense. That's not the question. Kids think that's the question. Which one makes the best sense? I think it's a tricky test. Because they all make sense. And nobody says to the kids, we want to know if you recognize a strong sentence. But we crack this little code. That's what they're asking. Do you know the difference between weak writing and strong writing? And so let's teach them. It's a tricky thing called dead giveaways. Bring it to a better close. For people who don't think they want a hedgehog, for a pet, we could talk about another unusual animal next. Do you hear how that's a form of throwaway writing? If this doesn't relate to you, we can do a different whole paper. I'm going to look on the internet to find a hedgehog breeder right now. That's throwaway also. That's kind of backstage talk.
Yeah.
If you're in the market for something unusual, okay, well, don't discount it yet. This little animal could be the perfect pet for you. And it seems to me like the perfect time for me to close this paper by saying...
Throw away.
Okay, of these choices, that demon is absolute throwaway running. The first one is throwaway thinking. It's between the second one and the third one. So the third one has something unusual, which is a little vague. But of those two, which one do you think most echoes what the whole paper is saying? It's C. So do you see it's not always, you can't teach them to see the word something and just X it out. You still have to use your reasoning skills and go, of 4 bad sentences, which one is the least horrible? One day, he decided to carve into the tip of a pencil. He would carve a miniature sculpture. What do you recognize? Weirdness and some repetition. He decided to carve into the tip of a pencil. He would carve. One day, he decided that he would carve into the tip of a pencil where he carved a miniature sculpture. That repetition needs to come out of there, doesn't it? In both of those. Maureen Uklas has her students. Last year I watched her. She posted time after time where her kids would do practice questions and write all over what they'd say to it out loud. Repetition, no good. Look at that, horrible. They'd write on these and narrow them down. And I think that's a brilliant way to attack these. Have your kids write on here. One day he decided to carve a miniature sculpture into the tip of a pencil. That's clear and clean. And I didn't put the sentence in here, but it did need revising. Look at this one. Just look at... What do you see?
Vague.
The stuff he worked on.
It's not clear, it's vague.
Look at G.
This and that. Vague. Items and things. Vague.
H. Items and things.
Vague.
It would be fun for you to have kids make questions like this and put all of their giveaways for the answer choices and see if they could trip each other up. Junk and other stuff. Things people like. And J, his pencils and pencil tips. Do you see how if your kids are aware of what this is doing, there's only one possible answer choice. But, again, if they're looking at the question, what should the word they be changed to? Items and other stuff. Makes sense. This and that. Makes sense. They all make sense.
It's specific.
But they're all vague except for one of them.